Members, we come now to the Construction Contracts Amendment Bill. When we were last debating this bill, Simon O'Connor was speaking on part 1 and has 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining should he wish to avail himself of that option. Apparently not. The question is, Claire Curran.
Mr Chair. Mr Chair, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to take a call on the extended, what seems to be the long-running debate on the Construction Contracts Amendment Bill, which I think I'm just trying to refresh my memory as to when this bill first actually came before the Parliament, but I think it's been through 3 different ministers and a number of different iterations. Tonight we're faced with yet more amendments to the bill, which will need some elaboration by the Minister, and I'm hoping that he will take an early call on this bill to just to bring the House up to date with where he's up to as the Minister on particularly on the part of the bill that deals with retentions or is otherwise known to people listening to the debate tonight, which is really around the main zeal collapse clause of the bill and how the industry and subcontractors within the industry can be protected and can be protected within legislation. And can I say that Labor is supporting this bill, and it appears as if that even though it's taken quite a long time to get to this place, that we are moving to a place where that we argued right from the very beginning that there be strong provisions within this particular piece of legislation to protect subcontractors if there were collapses in the construction industry, collapses of companies, that the subbies that flowed on from them that were owed money would actually be able to receive some protection. And it appears that finally that advice has been listened to, and that this does appear to be in the bill. As to the questions that we do have around this will be to what extent and how sensible they are, and that's what I'm hoping to hear from the Minister as we go through the debate tonight. But ultimately, to recap, because it's been some time since we debated this bill, I think it was last in March, Labor supports, and that's when we started off the committee stage of this bill. Labor supports the measures in this bill that speed up the resolution or the resolving of disputes in construction contract cases. We have worked pretty closely with the industry to try and come up with sensible measures that would be taken seriously by officials and by the committee to make sure that subcontractors don't miss out on the money that they're owed when things go wrong. And my colleague Clayton Cosgrove was responsible for the original SOP, which is still sitting on the table tonight, to actually ensure that happened, and it appears as if the government has moved to make sure that happens. I note I've been doing just a little bit of reading around this bill tonight and around some of the debates and the select committee that that led to getting where we are, and it was described by actually a law firm as being described as the long road to fairly minor reform, which I think is quite apt, although the part to do with subcontractors and protecting them certainly isn't minor, but that it has taken a long time to get to this place, and it's sort of a feature of how a lot of legislation comes through this House, that it sort of gets stuck and then disappears sometimes for a year or two before it comes back to the House for proper discussion. So I think it is important that we move it on and that we actually get it through the legislative process, and that we actually see that the industry is that this Construction Contracts Amendment Bill actually does see legislation and does see that there's...
I call David Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.